hijackers forced a flight attendant into the storage room and ordered him to pull up the passenger manifest. But Lena had been waiting there all along. She dropped down from above and took the hijacker out in an instant. The flight attendant was wide-eyed in awe. Who knew selling fried dough twists could make someone this tough? Meanwhile, her husband hadn't seen where Lena went. After calming their daughter, he slipped away quietly. As it turned out, he was an agent with the Korean National Intelligence Service, and his mission was to keep tabs on Lena, the foreign operative. He headed to the bathroom to look for her, but she wasn't there. So he sneaked into the cargo hold instead. Using his exceptional computer skills, he managed to send a distress signal back to headquarters. By then, Lena had changed into a flight attendant's uniform, ready to take on the hijackers by herself. But as soon as she stepped out, she ran into another hijacker standing guard. She took him down, grabbed a broken knife, tucked it into her waistband, and kept moving. When she reached the main cabin, she was about to launch a surprise attack when she suddenly spotted her daughter. Worried about being recognized, she grabbed a sun hat and pulled it over her head. Then she charged in and fought the hijackers hand to hand. Passengers looked on, stunned, as Lena dispatched them in just a few moves. That's when the leader of the hijackers appeared, a former colleague of Lena's. Years ago, when she had defected, he had been ordered to hunt her down. She'd shot him during that pursuit, leaving him wounded. At that moment, Lena's husband, who had just sent the SOS, was dragged out as a hostage. The hijackers threatened to kill him, forcing Lena to surrender. They tied both of them up. Seeing her parents captured, their daughter burst into tears. Lena tried to signal her with her eyes, but the leader noticed. He grew suspicious that the little girl was Lena's daughter and walked over with his gun. Thinking quickly, the girl began crying out to a famous celebrity on board, Anna, calling her Mommy. Anna stared back, totally bewildered. Right then, Lena's husband confessed everything. He said he'd originally gotten close to her because of his assignment, but over time, he'd fallen for her. He had quit the agency so he could marry her and live as an ordinary man. Lena then revealed the real reason the hijackers were after her. Years earlier, her father had developed a powerful weapon for the military, and the activation switch was linked to Lena's eyes. The hijackers' mission was to capture her alive, but just as they thought they had her, some of the hijackers turned on their boss. They seized him, planning to sell Lena to terrorists for an astronomical sum. The former leader ended up locked in the same room with Lena, giving them a chance to talk face to face. He told her that back when he'd been sent to kill her, he'd actually planned to let her go out of loyalty to their years as colleagues. But before he could do that, Lena had shot him. Lena quickly explained she'd been surrounded by too many pursuers to tell friend from foe, but because of their past, she'd aimed to miss on purpose. The two finally cleared up the misunderstanding. Just then, the flight attendant who'd always dreamed of being a secret agent came crashing down through the ceiling to rescue them, only to freeze in shock when he saw the former hijacker boss standing there. After a lot of confusion, he realized the man was on their side now and helped free everyone. Together, they launched a counterattack. With help from the passengers, they managed to overpower the rest of the hijackers. But just when it seemed the danger was over, an older man seized Lena's daughter. He was the mastermind behind everything, the same man who had murdered Lena's father. The toy he'd given the girl was actually a time bomb. If Lena surrendered, he promised, no one else on the plane would get hurt. Left with no choice, Lena agreed. But before moving, she whispered something to her daughter while the man's attention was elsewhere. She strapped on a parachute and walked to the cabin door, giving her daughter a look. The girl threw the toy to her. Lena caught it and tossed it away. Before the old man could react, she kicked him right out of the plane. At last, they were safe.